Okay, good evening. Our solicitor's not here, but you can start the meeting. We were in executive session, but we're not late. We were here from 5:30 to 7 in discussing potential litigation, that's what our, I don't know, but that's what our attorney usually says, so I'm just reiterating what he says, so thank you. I'm not conducting myself as an attorney, just so you know. I'm just repeating what an attorney would say. I don't want the legal people coming after me. Okay, so we're going to open up with a meeting with a moment of silent meditation and prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jeff, I'm not a doctor.
Well, you stayed at the Holiday Inn, right? Okay, public comment on any of the agenda items. If there's not any public comment, you can speak as the agenda items come up. There'll be public comment at the end. First on the agenda, number 3, is approval of council minutes for the meeting dated July 11th. Does anybody have any changes for July 11th?
No.
Okay. Seeing no questions or changes, does someone want to put a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I'll put a motion through.
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Okay, minutes are approved. Okay. Number 4, reconsideration and public hearing of an ordinance amending and modifying the defined benefit pension plan and trust for the non-uniform employees of the Township of Bensalem. Is this something we have to do, Joe? Or?
Yes. Council will recall you approved this at your prior meeting.
Right.
It was subsequently determined purely by inadvertence that the effective date of the ordinance had been incorrectly inserted in the version that council adopted, and in order to insert the correct effective date, which would be retroactive to January 1, 2022, it requires you to reapprove the ordinance with
Okay,
the
but
new
nothing
date
else
in.
in the ordinance has changed?
Nothing else has changed other
Okay.
than the effective date would read as January 1, 2022.
Okay, I just want to make that part of the record. Okay, so is there a motion to accept the resolution, the ordinance as presented?
Motion to accept as presented?
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any against? Okay, good. Okay, next on the agenda, consideration of land development and extension agreement with Faith Unity Incorporated at Richelieu and Galloway Roads, tax 2-1-55-2. You have
Yes, Mr. Kelton,
Right here.
the attorney for the applicant, is with us this
right here,
evening.
Mr. Good. This one.
While he's making his way to the podium, as council is aware, from time to time, you're asked to approve extensions of the existing land development agreements with land developers when the project that they are undertaking should exceed the originally proposed date, usually 1 or 2 years, that's set forth in the land development agreements. In this case, as you'll hear from Mr. Kelton, and as I think most people in the community are aware, the project is underway, but obviously is not near completion. So the applicant is looking for an extension of the developer's agreement for an additional period of 1 year out to July 27, 2023.
Okay. And then, Ms. Kelton, can you give us an update of where you're at on the, or your
Give you a
client?
quick update.
Yeah, because people are asking, like, whether it's stopped or
I would say
whether.
the good news and the bad news, but basically good news. When we were here last year, we hadn't even started because we didn't have we got an extension last year. We hadn't even started because we didn't have a contractor. Well, and since then, we've made substantial progress. We hired a contractor in December of last year. Mm-hmm. They broke ground in either January or February. And as you can see, if you go out there, it looks like they cleaned the land off, the brush and so forth.
Yeah.
And we were rolling right along, and the present status is we're having to redesign the detention basin. It flunked the test of what's the word, filtration. The water didn't drain out of the basin well enough. So we're told that any day by our engineer, he's going to submit to the township a revised drainage system. So we're moving along in that sense.
Okay, so it's an issue you're getting by, okay? 'Cause
Yeah,
people
we're not
thought it stalled,
obviously-
people were asking if it was.
We're obviously
moved.
not going to be able to finish Phase 1 by the day that passed, July 27th. Hopefully, we'll finish phase, without any deep commitment, but hopefully we'll finish Phase 1 by, beginning of next year into the spring, including the PennDOT work. But that's where we're at.
Okay, great.
We
So-
obviously need an extension.
So it's moving forward, that's great, okay? Because people were asking me whether it's stalled or done completely, and I said no. I knew there was a reason, but I didn't know what the reason was.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an extension of 1 year for the developers agreement. They're working on getting things done, and there's been a lot of, with the COVID and everything else, there's a lot of
I don't know, I
stalls.
sent you a form that I had gotten from you all last year. I don't know whether you got that.
Yes, it's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Yep. So this extends the, by agreement, the completion date was July 27th. So this extends it by 1 year. Okay, so is there any questions from anybody? If not, can we make a motion to extend for 1
I'll
year?
put that for a motion to extend the agreement till the year dated.
Okay, thank you.
27th of July,
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Polari actually beat you out, but that's okay. Okay, Michelle can have it, all right? All in favor? Aye. Any against? Okay, good luck, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you all.
They were
Okay, nice to
already-
see you, take care, good luck.
Mr. Khan, good seeing you.
Nice seeing you, gentlemen.
Okay. Okay, next is consideration of a minor preliminary subdivision for Robert Suta, 1313 Park Avenue, Residential, RA Rural District, 270-5.
Preliminary and final.
Preliminary and final, right?
Yes, it's preliminary here, but
It says preliminary here, but it says it's final. Okay, so it's a preliminary and final subdivision.
And as council will recall, this applicant was in front of you back in, I believe it was June. At that time, the applicant presented to the township the proofs of notice to adjacent property owners, and those were accepted by the township. Following the beginning of the hearing, the matter was tabled to a date certain then of July 11. The applicant still needing some additional time to make the changes and revisions that were discussed initially during the June meeting. The July 11 hearing was further tabled to a date certain of this evening.
Okay.
All right, well,
We had to clean up the plan too, right? Is that what we did, Phil?
Mr. Burns is going to give a mild presentation, but
Okay, go ahead.
they've addressed all of our issues.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
sure. Well, my name is Larry Byrne. I'm the engineer that prepared the plan. Bob Sayuda, the owner. Just really want to, I put up on the screen there, the site. It's located at 1313 Park Avenue, 3.5 acre property. And the existing dwelling on the house, we're on the property already to remain as where Bob lives. He's going to subdivide the property and sell or give the other lot to his niece.
Okay.
So
So the extent of it is Bob's house, that's your name, Bob, right?
Yeah.
Bob and his niece, so the whole extent of it is Bob and his niece, is that?
correct.
Correct.
Yeah, the subdivision, I'll change the plan real quick here. As you can see, it's just a minor 2-lot subdivision. Existing dwelling is on Lot 1, and the proposed dwelling will be on Lot 2.
Okay.
As mentioned, there was initially a review letter from April 28th. We have revised the plan to address all those comments. We were at the Planning Commission, I guess I would think it was back in May. They recommended for the approval. We came, as Joe said, council meeting in June, but it was tabled, and we revised the plan, and
Okay.
here we are tonight. So there was another letter issued just recently from Traffic Planning and Design, and everything on there basically says it was taken care of, and there's all will comply, so we have to add an extra tree or something. or 2
Okay,
trees.
on the engineering letter, I have dated July 25th, 2022.
Correct.
Is there any waivers that you need off of that, or is it all will comply?
Well, there's one, we asked for a waiver, like a partial waiver from having to show everything within
Okay,
400 feet.
what number's that? What number's that, you know?
That would be on page 3, under waivers. Just,
Under waivers, okay, yeah, go ahead. I read it earlier, and I knew I saw one, so I wanted to,
yeah.
okay, so partial waiver to show all existing features within 400 feet of the property. So we're okay with that? Yeah, okay. Huge lot. Okay, is there any other waivers besides that partial waiver?
No, there was some discussion that originally we were contemplating, asking for a waiver from the curb and sidewalk and widening, but we just agreed we were going to install it. So this plan shows the proposed curb widening and
Okay, so
sidewalk.
instead of paying in lieu of, you're going to install the curbs and sidewalks? Okay.
Correct, yes.
That'll be nice in case you have nieces or nephews that want to walk or strollers and stuff.
Getting lots of complaints about people wanting to walk places.
Yeah.
So it's nice to.
That's great.
put in curbs and sidewalks.
That's great, there's nothing wrong with that.
And
Okay,
have stormwater management.
So, I mean, that's basically it. If you have any questions, I'll
okay,
be
do you
more than
have?
happy to answer.
Yeah, I don't have any questions more right now, so Stacy, do you have a question, or?
No, I'm just glad you're putting in curbs and sidewalks.
Okay.
So-
Okay, is there any other questions from any of the council
I mean,
people?
normally we would get information to show how this would impact water.
Yes, thank you.
But that's not charted here.
Oh, the
I think it's
stormwater
saying that
manag-
the stormwater management was provided, but we don't have a record of it in our documents.
Oh, there was stormwater management calculations that are being proposed on the property.
That's a continuance.
That's the flood hazard, first construction,
Yeah.
Because you have you have a tributary of the Neshaminy Creek located on the
Right.
property, right?
Yes, this plan is a little more detailed.
Okay.
My laser pointer's not cooperating with me here, but there is like a tributary to the Neshaminy Creek in the back there. And what we're proposing for stormwater management is a dry well. The calculations were submitted to the township engineer, and they said they were fine, so.
Well, are they better, or,
Okay,
I mean, we don't have
We
a
did not see
record of
them.
it?
Phil, is there a reason why we don't have it with this
Yeah, there's-
report that usually comes with every land development and stuff? Why do we not have the calculations in our packet?
I guess we haven't done them for our calculations. We've just given text associated with that. We could add them for the next ones, but.
I mean, we should have it for every land development that comes through. We have to approve based on that stuff.
Right.
Why do we not have them? Every land development that comes through here has calculations, so we can see what the different storms are, and what it is now, what it's going to be after it's done. We should have that with every land development that comes through.
do you know that,
I provided the stormwater calculations to.
right, I understand.
yeah, as a-
Was there improvements in the stormwater calculations, or are they keeping it the same?
There was,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Yeah, pre and post.
pre and post, that's what I mean.
Yeah, because of the increase in impervious surface as a result of the widening and the curb and the sidewalk, we did do the peak rate control, and the storms, all the flows from all the storms has been reduced.
Reduced, okay, so we just wanted to make sure you knew, aware of that.
You saw
But
those
the reason,
calculations?
Yeah.
the reason they were brought back, Mr. Chairman, is exactly for that information that you not provide.
Well, I think there was a
first
lot
time.
more stuff too, to be
No,
fair.
to be honest, this is exactly what
This
it
is
is.
the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That was the reason.
So I think that's what we were looking for, is to have that
Exactly.
information documented and provided to us.
At that time, there was an issue because we brought up the Chamonix Creek and that sort of thing that was, and the letter from the Conservation District, things like that were.
But we don't have them. You may have them, but we don't have them.
No, I'm saying that's what it was, why it was tabled at the time, because they had to still take care of that sort of.
But we still don't have them, so we don't know if they're, while
So-
I don't necessarily doubt your word.
Right.
I don't have a piece of paper in front of me stating that, it says it's here and it's the page, the provided document, but we were not provided that.
Right.
So,
6 different items here that are designated by your company that they're here, but we don't see them. Bensalem Township, waiver of limitations, proposed construction stormwater documents, national flood hazard layer, stormwater infiltration testing, wetland do we have any of these storage facilities? That's from TPD,
No,
July
you-
25th. I'm
You
sorry.
don't have them. I
Right.
don't have them in my packet either. I
Right.
mean, they've been, again, approved and shown by our office. I'm not sure
But we
why they're not.
ultimately
I-
approved
he knows
them.
that.
I
Yeah,
understand,
he knows
I'm not
that.
sure
He knows that, yeah.
why
Well,
they're not.
there is a statement in the traffic planning and design letter on page 3, item 1. It says the applicant has provided the summary of peak flows demonstrating compliance from pre to post conditions.
But it hasn't been
But,
given.
but the question is that it was
And not only
shown to
has-
us, to TBD in May, but it was not shown, council does not have that information.
Okay,
That's
the
all.
question is, we've already rescheduled this once. It's a minor subdivision with building one other house. Do we want to consider this based on Bill stating that we have this and it's approvable? Or
Does-
do we want to wait and make the guy come back again?
Well, I could certainly supply them to you. I apologize for.
You can't supply it to us now, and we haven't.
Well, I can't, Julie, you're gonna have to take my word for it with regard to, it's a two-lot subdivision with improved
He's putting the curves
drainage
up.
from.
I'm willing to consider it and vote on it, so
I
it's up
mean,
to you guys.
you know.
Well, the reason why that we had to have this tabled was because we didn't have that, and we specifically said that we needed that in order to move forward on it, and
Okay,
we still
so do
don't
you
have
not want to
it.
consider it?
So I would ask that we table it to our
Okay.
August
All right, so-
2022 meeting, when we have in writing exactly what
And you
we've
want
asked
table
for,
too?
so that we can review it and
Okay, so what date can this be
make
tabled to?
sure that we have everything in
Hey, Joe,
proper order.
what date can this be tabled to?
Well, before you table, Quentin went down to Building and Planning to see if perhaps a copy of the stormwater
Oh,
report
okay,
is
Clinton,
Okay.
okay, good.
down there.
All right, so why don't, can you got a few minutes and
So
maybe we
we
can
can-
hang around a little bit and we'll get it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bring an extra copy of the stormwater report
Okay,
with
well,
me.
yeah, well, Quentin's going down and seeing if he can find a
Whatever
copy.
we have on file.
Okay?
Right.
And that's what we had asked for before, it's not your
Right.
fault in particular, but,
Yeah, it
you know,
sounds like the fault lies with us, but it's still,
we still need it
it's
though.
information that we need to look at and say, we confirm.
We don't want to get in the habit of saying, oh, everything's okay, we don't see it, but.
Specifically, that was
To
the
be
reason we
clear,
did it.
For every land development plan that we review now, that you want to see the specifics of the stormwater calculations that show what the pre-calculation was
Yes.
and the post-calculation.
Yes.
It's always
Yes.
been that way.
We've
So,
always,
yeah,
it's
we've
always
always
been
gotten
that
that.
way.
Well, that-
They put the flows actually in the letter, the review letters, I've seen.
The review letter says it is, yeah, but they want to
It's-
see it.
But
so.
it doesn't state specifically, and it doesn't show us the change.
And because it's it's near a
Tributary.
tributary, that it's more
Right.
concerning to people, okay?
Like I said, we do have the dry well, that's why I put up that plan there that shows the stormwater.
Yeah, you're
dry
probably
well.
okay, but we're not engineers, so we just want to see it right.
Sure.
Okay, so if you
Thank
can hang out for a little bit, you can hang,
He has it there so we can, move it along.
if you can hang out for a little bit, then we'll go to the next person. Joe? Next item, yeah. Okay, Mr. Pizzo? You were not here in the beginning, so I'm assuming that number 7 is moved off the agenda, is that correct?
Yes, I apologize. I was coming from the executive session, which I should also announce. Council met in executive session immediately prior to this evening's meeting for approximately 90 minutes. Present for the executive session were the 5 members of council, the mayor, the township engineer, and me. Several matters of pending and/or potential litigation were discussed during the executive session. No official action was taken during the executive session, and no official action is required at this evening's meeting as a result of that executive session. The next item on the agenda that Mr. Knowles was referring to, item 7, is the preliminary land development application of Johnson Development for 2600 State Road. Last week, council received correspondence, or the township received correspondence advising that while this matter had been tabled to a date of August 8, the applicant was, the township was requesting, and the applicant had no objection, that we move the matter forward to the council agenda of August 22nd. The extension under the MPC for consideration of the application remains August 31, 2022. So at least as things stand now, the next council meeting, Johnson, will have to be acted upon unless we get further extension from the applicant. So if council is of a mind, the appropriate action at this time for item number 7 would be to table that item to a date certain of August 22nd, 2022.
Okay, so does anyone have a motion to move Johnson's Development Association to a date certain of 8/22/22?
So moved.
And this has been moved a couple times, but I believe this is it. We're going to do this on the 22nd. That's correct, right, Joe? It's kind of out of time?
Unless the applicant extends it further, our deadline is the end of August.
Okay, so it should be good. Okay, so we have a motion from Ms. Michelle Benitez, right? I almost said Ms.
almost said
Champion.
Champion, yes.
I know. I knew that was wrong, but I didn't know the correct one. So you made a motion, right?
Yes.
Okay, and is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any against? Okay, so that's moved to 8/22/22. Okay, number 8 on the agenda, consideration of escrow release for Sperduto, release number 2, 901 Tennis Avenue, tax parcel 229,300 and 229,301. And this is probably something that Quentin's handling.
Well, we're recommending the escrow release of $57,984. As you can see on the back page, it shows what has been released and what isn't, and what has not been done, and why. So, as an example, on the very last page, it shows holding line items for certain stuff. The work has not been completed, like for number 2, for a riprap apron. So they're moving forward with that, and I will, since Quentin is back, I'll ask him if there's any comments associated with it.
Okay.
And I'll also point out too that my engineer did send me the sheet from the stormwater calcs that I could
Okay,
provide.
I
don't know how to show it on
He
the
has it.
screen.
I think Joe has it here. Quentin, do you have any comments about the escrow release for Sperduto on Tennis Avenue? Okay, so you're okay with the amount that they're suggesting? Okay. Okay, is there any other questions in reference to the release for number 8 for $57,168.90 as opposed to $57,984? I'm sorry, it's 57. There's 2 different amounts here, Phil.
Yeah, I just gave it to Phil.
Phil,
The
is this
amount being released is the same on both pages. The
Where-
remaining
where?
is 57,984.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is wrong.
That's wrong.
Okay,
The amount remaining should be 50,000. Yeah, they
that's
got
wrong.
typed wrong.
Yeah, typed wrong. Okay, that's all right.
It's
I'll put that in form of motion that we approve it as presented,
Okay, and it's,
according to the accountant's approval also.
okay, fine. Audit by the finance, okay, and is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any against? Okay.
Number 9?
Yeah, number 9, we'll also get this done. Consideration to amend the May 9th, 2022 council minutes, agenda number 9 to read Bensalem 3 Industries LLC and 625 Imperial Court. Okay, so that's some correction, Joe?
Yes. At the time of the hearing back on May 9, 2022, for the property located at 2500 State Road and 625 Imperial Court, the agenda and the minutes reflect that the property address is only 2500 State Road. The application at the time, the plans, everything associated, everything that was in front of you that night said 2500 State Road and 625 Imperial Court. And since the applicant is dealing, as part of the land development, also dealing with a consent order from DEP, it was necessary that the minutes reflect that everything that you approved was for both 2500 State Road and 625 Imperial Court, which it was. But since we can't, in the administration, just go ahead and change the minutes once you've approved them, we need you to approve that item on the May 9, 2022 council minutes to reflect that the address of the property for Bensalem 3 Industries LLC that was approved that night was for 2500 State Road and 625 Imperial Court. And that, as you're aware, is the property that currently houses the Broken Goblet Brewery, the two retail establishments next to it, and everything behind it.
Okay, so the agenda actually is it should say 2500 State Road and 625 Imperial Court.
Correct.
Not the name of the business, right?
Okay, everything else was accurate. What was omitted was 625 Imperial Court.
Oh, okay.
In
All
the
right.
minutes.
In the minutes.
Okay.
Not on the agenda.
Oh, that's why it's darkened.
Yes.
Okay, so is there a motion to make that change?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any against? Okay. Okay, well, how we doing there?
Debbie's making a copy for everybody. It's a one-sheeter showing the pre- and post-development for each storm.
Okay, good.
And
Thank you.
I apologize, Council, we'll have that for every land development.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Again, we didn't want to hold you up, but it's important to us. you know,
I
to see.
understand. I appreciate
Okay? Yeah, most of the way she's coming back.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Thank you.
Okay, they're all approved. Yeah, we could have looked at the phone, but we didn't have it the phone at the time when we got that during the break. Okay, so we have the peak flows, okay, so is there any other questions? Again, this is a simple subdivision, but we still need the information. So, any other questions? If not, is there a motion to approve with the one partial waiver?
I'll put a motion on the floor, we approve it as
I think it's the public.
presented with the
Okay,
additional information.
hold on one second, I forgot. Is there anybody from the public who wants to speak for or against this project?
Is this an
Seeing no one
ordinance?
come forward, go ahead, Mr. Kisbeck, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, as I just said, I'll just say the same thing.
Okay. So Mr. Kisselback will say the same thing as his motion. Is there a second to approve with the partial waiver?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in
Well,
favor?
I have a question. I'm sorry. So you're basing this solely off of the peak levels, the peak flow at the dry well? Is that correct? And is that a standard?
I don't know if I understand your question.
I'm asking.
Okay, well, I don't understand.
So if you read the final paragraph, or the final sentence even, only the area flowing to the dry well are subject to the peak rate reduction criteria. Is that
Correct,
true and
yeah.
correct and standard
Yes,
practice?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so we have a first and a second, right?
Yes.
Did you?
Questions on the
So,
motion?
Questions on the motion, okay. You okay now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any against? Okay. All right, congratulations, thank you, good
Yeah,
luck.
Thank you, thank
I
you.
hope your niece likes her new home. Okay.
How about that for government?
Okay. The wheel's turning.
We're all happy we can help you out, like, with this glitch.
Just want to make sure that going forward that
Yeah, he's good. Okay, so then we should save this Johnson's one
Thank you
for-
very much.
Okay, thank you for next week. Okay, last on the agenda is public comment. Okay, does anybody have any public comment that they would like to make?
Good evening, council. Joe Connolly, 568 Bristol Pike.
Joe, how are you?
Good. I'm here for the dirt pile.
Yeah, we'll have to, Quentin's here, so Quentin, can you come and give us an update on the dirt pile?
So, a couple things are going on now. I do have one location that is a dump zone that I was talking to them today, and they might be able to actually depending on prices for trucking and the equipment to load, to haul the dirt out, we're going to confirm with all that tomorrow with them. He has the availability to take the dirt next week, so we should be able to get the dirt out of there within the next week or so.
Okay, well, you want to negotiate with the guy, right? But
Right, so.
But no matter what we have to pay, at some point, we got to get rid of this dirt.
Right.
So
And
just pay what you got to
another one-
pay.
Right.
And then get it back.
We also have another location that it's a free dump, but we have to get the hauling cost.
Okay.
So that's not been finalized yet.
So I have one question. While we're putting the money out, who ultimately is paying for this dirt to be removed?
That'll be the property owner who put up an escrow. with
Okay,
the
so
township.
at this point, I kind of feel that we should just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't want to negotiate,
Yeah, we
I
don't
don't
wanna
care,
spend
I
his
just,
money, so
I
we've gotta
just
get
want
it
it
out.
done.
That's exactly-
Let's not
talk about
haggle,
$10
let's not worry about the free dump, let's just
Right.
engage and bill. That's my opinion.
Yeah, okay, so so hopefully it'll be done within Joe, I don't want to say next week, but we'll say within a couple weeks it should be done.
I say in a month, if it ain't done in a month, I'm gonna start moving it again.
Okay.
And if,
All right.
if they lock me up, I want them to press charges on me. I want them to
Okay.
sue me.
All right, we understand.
What happened here, I got a certified letter today from Fetterman, that's Poppy's attorney, and he wants to go through with the lawsuit. So he wants us to go in front of a judge about the quiet title and the trespassing,
Okay, well then,
which I'm really happy about.
that's good,
I'm
that's
trying to
right.
get this in front of a judge because I never seen so much corruption in my life.
Okay, well,
You
you'll have
know
your
what the
day,
problem
you'll
is,
have your
Mr.
day in court.
I
to
know that.
Tell the judge.
But Gilmore, I'm telling you, I have proof that Gilmore made real estate a deed, a incorrect deed. That's called real estate fraud.
Okay, well, if
Yeah,
that's the
a
case,
deed
then
fraud.
they'll be held accountable, going for, let the judge know.
It's just not right.
Well, let the
cover
judge
up
know.
here is not right. This
It's
is
not
really-
us, though, but let the judge-
It is you.
No, it's
You
not.
let Bob Ollender build this illegal addition
No,
over the
it's not.
property line.
No.
I got proof of that.
Okay.
I got
All right,
proof
Joe,
of
do you have anything new? Okay, because we've heard this already.
Anything new? Come
have
on,
it?
I've been coming here after work for how many years?
Do you have anything new?
Anything new?
Yeah,
You tell us something new, thankfully. for
anything
him.
new? We're getting the
Anything
dirt
new?
pile.
Anything I
The
can say
dirt
is
pile
I'll
will
be back
done.
here at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay? And
All right, Joe.
I'm hoping by the next
Hopefully it'll
meeting,
be-
the dirt pile will be moved because I will be in my machine and I will move it. And I pray to God that they come and lock me
Okay, well-
up for being on my own property that I pay tax on.
Okay, well, give
By
it
my
30
tax map runs
Give it
right
30
through his
days and
building.
it should be done, Joe, okay?
Mr. Knowles, you ever hear of the Uniform Partial Identifier Law?
No. I'm
You're a
not
real
an-
estate guy.
I'm not an attorney and I'm
Well,
not
the
an
guy
engineer.
that stamps the deed, it's a UPI number on the front of the deed. It's called the Uniform Partial Identifier. It's a law
Yes.
that was established in 1988.
Well, as a real estate guy, you're not supposed to pretend like you're an attorney or an engineer. So
Well,
I'm not
it's
an
just
attorney.
common sense. You're
I'm not
reading
an- It's not common sense. Most people
Well,
don't
when you
know
look
that.
at a deed that says UPI, you'll find out. Do a little study and find out what that means.
Okay, well, tell the judge. If it's that easy to understand, tell the judge
Right,
and he'll understand it,
right.
right?
My
If it's
uniform-
that easy to understand, explain it to the judge
Then
and
why do I
let
have to
him.
spend $250,000?
Okay, well, tell
And
the
I can't even
judge.
find a lawyer?
Tell the judge.
I can't find a lawyer,
Explain it to the judge.
or I can't find a real estate guy.
Explain it to the judge.
And the worst guys were Remax.
Okay, explain, okay.
Remax, they're the
Okay.
worst.
I know they
That's who
are.
you work for, ain't it?
Yeah, they're the worst.
They're the worst.
I think, I agree
Well,
with
they
you.
wanted 25%.
I agree with you.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to fill out
Okay.
a disclosure form.
All right. Okay, you
No,
done?
Wait a minute,
Okay.
I want to mention this. They didn't want to fill out a disclosure form. They want to sell my property, but
Yeah,
not
okay.
fill out a disclosure form. But if they had a buyer, they wanted 25%. I'm asking $3 million for the property. They wanted 25% of the $3 million. You ever hear that before?
No, I never heard of
Maybe
that.
1%.
I never heard of it.
I got a copy of it. I can show it to you.
Okay, you show it to me then.
Another professional.
Show it to me and
Another professional.
I'll try to help you if you show it to me. All right, thank you. Have a nice night.
I'll see you next meeting.
Okay. August 22nd.
Okay, I'll be here.
All right, anybody, any other public comment?
I can pick them up if you want to.
No, it's all right. Any other public comment? Seeing no one come forward? Quentin, the police officer, anyone left, so I don't think anybody's coming up. Okay, other business. Mr. Mayor, do you have any other business?
If I do, I forgot about it.
Okay. Phil, do you have any other business?
Is that what it tells you?
Okay. Mr. Pizzo, do you have any other business?
Nothing further for this evening, thank you.
Okay, and Debbie, do you have any other business? No? Ms. Benitez, do you have any other business?
I do.
Okay.
Wednesday night, we have what is the name of the band? It's like the Elvis Experience, Wednesday night at the amphitheater. We've had great turnouts and amazing, talented people out to perform. So if you have the opportunity, come out and check it out. National Night Out was this past Tuesday. It was a great success all over the nation, but in Bensalem, we had a great time. I enjoyed spending time with some of our officers, the canines, and the community. It was really nice to see that our community does support our law enforcement as we do. So I want to thank you all for coming out, for the officers, for doing what you do to protect us every day, and hosting the community event for National Night Out. And then we have Fall Festival coming up October 1st. We're starting at 3 o'clock, fireworks at 8:30, so mark that on your calendar and make sure you come out and spend time with your neighbors. That's all, thank you.
Okay. Ms. Champion, do you have anything to?
Thank you to everybody who came out. It was great hanging out with people and seeing everybody on National Night Out. Thank you again to all of our officers. They're amazing, I will have to say, you know, born and raised in Bensalem and having lived in a few other places in the nation, and worked in some major cities, that I'm very proud to say we have amazing officers here. Fall Festival, the Elvis Presley thing on Wednesday. School will be starting, so please watch the streets. I think School Lane starts that Monday, the 22nd, before we have our next thing, and then some private schools also will be starting that week. The bulk of the kids will be starting the following 2 weeks. So please be aware, please keep your eyes out, watch the kids at the bus stops, and if you haven't gone on vacation, have a good one. I'm leaving this weekend, and I'm looking forward to a week away. And I'll see you guys back on the 22nd.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Polari?
I have nothing, sir.
Mr. Kisselback?
Everything else has been said, and I agree. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Kids, be careful.
Okay, our next meeting is August 22nd, okay? And Deb, do you know the woman's name that we're honoring? Just call her the woman from Bensalem that we're honoring.
Christine King?
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's Christine King. If I'm
yeah,
not
Christina
mistaken.
King. So, yeah, so, again, it'll be August 22nd, but
God bless her,
Christina
what an
King.
amazing thing.
If you haven't heard the story, listen, we'll go over it on August 22nd. To hear that story of her stopping her car and saving a baby that a distraught person was attempting to throw off 95, and this person had a gun, and she wasn't even involved in it, and she pulled over and actually stopped it. Took a lot of courage. And for this woman to be from Bensalem, I was very proud to read that. So, and the girls in the office and the administration wanted to honor her. So we'll be honoring her August 22nd. I mean, everybody likes to think that they would do that, but, you know, thinking you do it and doing it's two different things, you know, so we're very proud of her. We'll have her here, hopefully on August 22nd. Yeah, no problem.
Talking about school being open, our buses now have cameras on all around them.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
So if you pass a school bus,
It'll be
your
filmed.
license will come down, they'll be able to take your licenses and everything, so everybody be careful.
And that's
You have to
a
be
hefty
careful all the time, but it's very simple what the police have done now, and we're going to come out, they'll have a press conference coming out.
Yeah, because we've had horrible tragedies, not
Yeah.
only, not
Yeah.
only around the country, but
Yeah, but I
in
just want to
Bensalem.
make sure you all knew
On
about
Bensalem
that.
Boulevard was horrible. But, so we, like the mayor just said, we have cameras on each bus starting the school, so you shouldn't have went through a red blinking bus anyway, but if you do now, you're definitely going to get caught. And you're going to get fined, and we'll fully make sure you're responsible for what you're doing. Okay, because it's a dangerous thing to do, so please be careful. Okay, with that, we'll have a motion to adjourn. Any so moves? So move. Is there a second? Second? All right.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
She made the motion and the second. You don't even.